name is Jennifer Dominguez, and I will be doing my demonstration speech on how to make a chocolate vegan cake today. In 2004, I was diagnosed with being lactose intolerant, meaning that I cannot have any dairy products. And it just traumatized me because I love my chocolate cake and my cookies. My friend Mark recommended me to go and look up vegan recipes online, which I did, and I found recipes that are really, really good, and I'm able to still keep on eating my chocolate cake and cookies. Here are the ingredients for the chocolate cake that I'm going to be doing today. Measurements as well, so it gives you a little bit of an option to see what I'm working with. I'm just going to flip this over really quick, and there goes my buttercream icing ingredients as well. As you do that, I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 350 degrees. I'm going to move on over here, and I'm going to go ahead and get my 2 pans greased up. And once I do this, we're going to move on over here, and we're going to go ahead and just start to mix everything together. 2 cups of flour. We're going to go ahead and 2 cups of flour. We have 1½ teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, ½ teaspoon of salt, and 3/4 of cocoa powder. So all this comes together. We'll go ahead and I've got 2 spoons. Go ahead and just get this mixed up. So once that's all mixed up, we will go ahead and use this one for the butter, which is 3/4 of a cup, which is a whole stick, which sort of sounds like a lot, but it's really not whenever you come to baking, and 1/2. And 1½ cups of sugar. Looks like a lot. You're like, holy moly. And I thought to myself too. So this here, we're going to go ahead and come over here and start to blend. It's going to get a little loud in here, but I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay. That's a little bit. So I'll go ahead and get this and mix it in with this, what we just mixed earlier, which is the powder. So we'll go ahead and get all this mixed in together. Just wanted to start it off. Once we do that, we'll go ahead and do a little bit more mixing. You want to make sure it's mixed. Next, 1/2 cup of unsweetened applesauce. We'll go ahead and throw that in. So this cup is like about 1/2 cup, which is awesome. You really don't have to measure it, but you could always measure it in your cup. We're going to have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And 1½ cups of almond milk or soy milk. I prefer almond milk because it's way better on my stomach than soy milk. So 1½ cups, and so now that that's all mixed in, we're going to do some mixing. It's going to get loud again. going to stop here for a minute and see how it's starting to do the batter. So you're going to go ahead and keep on whipping it until it actually, all those clumps of everything sort of goes away. Now, it can get sort of messy, I know, but you gotta love baking. So, once you keep on, if you keep on doing it, it'll just thin up. So let's do a little bit more mixing. Once the batter is done, it's not quite done yet, but once it is done and probably like another 5 minutes of mixing, you can probably go ahead, once that's done, you can distribute into the 2 pans. So pretty much you would put it into the 2 pans, distribute it into both pans equally. Once that's done, you'll go ahead and grab your pans and you'll stick them in the oven for the 30 minutes. So you would come over here, stick them in there. Timer-wise, I would recommend either a timer on the phone, or you can probably do a little timer like this, like I have. So you can do it for the 30 minutes. Now, while that's in the oven, we'll go ahead and work on the icing. So the icing is 3 cups of pretty much powdered sugar and a cup of vegan butter, which is 2 little sticks like this. And so that, and then we have 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Teaspoons of vanilla. And 1 to 2 teaspoons of soy milk, or almond milk in my case. We'll come back over here and go ahead and just set this aside for right now. I'm going to rinse these off. I'm going to do some rinsing. Because you don't want to get the batter. You don't want to get the batter with the icing. I have 2 separate things. Let's see. Now, once we do start to actually mix the icing, you want to be careful. You do not want to mix the icing that much because it'll probably liquefy. So you sort of want to be careful with the icing wise. But pretty much with the icing, we'll go ahead and get this started. And we'll whip. So the more you start to blend, it and bend it and blend it, the more smoother it'll start to come out to be. So the smoother it goes, you'll start to notice that it'll turn into like smoother, sort of looking like the frosting that you buy in the can at the store. Let's see. It's a little bit longer, and then you can add food coloring if you would like. Because food coloring, in my case, I love to add food coloring because I like to add color to my food, anything I make. So as you can see, it's starting to get thicker, and that's what I'm talking about. So whenever it comes to it becoming more of a smooth type of liquefied thing. Now I like the color purple, so I always do my 12 drops of red and my 8 drops of blue to make my purple. And once this is done, as you can see, it's starting to turn purple, starting to liquefy. not going to sit here and do 10 minutes of things, but as you can see, it's starting to look more like frosting and the coloring's coming. Now the coloring's optional, so you don't have to do it. But once that's done, 30 minutes of the cake being in the oven, you'll go ahead and take them out once your timer goes off. Make sure that they're done, and this is the way that you make sure that they're done, is you get a Q-tip. So, I'm so sorry. A toothpick, and you place it through the center of the cake, and you take it out. If it comes out clean, that means it's done. Let it cool for like about 15 minutes. Then you will get a plate of your desire and stack your cakes like pancakes on top of each other. Get the icing all over them, and that's pretty much how you make your cake. In my situation, I love to add a fruit to it, so I usually do bananas, and this will be your outcome. So, do a little bit of piece of my little vegan chocolate cake.